When the time comes, we will come out with facts and figures of what they have done. Nigerians should know 16 trillion in 3 years and 6 trillion in 16 years. Who is more corrupt? Rather than creating jobs as promised, the ruling government has accounted for over 4 million job loss, according to National Bureau of Statistics. It is 11 trillion in 3 years. A weak attempt through a faulty and corruption-prone social intervention program, which in itself is anchored on an original concept of our party while in government, subsists by this current government. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and party faithfuls, we have not invited you here to tell you about woes and disaster by the ruling party. Things cannot and must not go on like this. We are here to reset the agenda. It is time to reset the agenda. It is time to reset the agenda of our nation. Our leaders, the future leaders of our country, we must be ready now to reset the new agenda. Things cannot go on like this. To reset the nation-building agenda for our dear country, a renowned American author, Richard Newton, noted correctly that every sunset is an opportunity to reset, quote and unquote. The current situation we find ourselves has provided us with ample opportunity to reset the button. If things are not positive and then the mindset appears negative, then it is time to reset it. Someone needs to push the reset button. And by the special grace of God at this gathering, we will push collectively and jointly reset a new program, a new agenda for our nation. And we, as a leading opposition party under a new leadership, has chosen to just do that. Many will expectedly doubt our moral competence and compass to reset this agenda because of the propaganda by the ruling party. So many will doubt our moral competence to reset this agenda. But since it is said that charity begins at home, I am very first. I hereby ask the national chairman of our party to admit that our party, the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria, made many mistakes. And it is human. We are not spirit. It is only human. And we are not spirit. And the ability to admit is a key for moving forward. It's a key for learning. We admit that we have made several mistakes. We also admit that by the grace of God, we have passed through all our challenges with experience that no other party can boast of. Consequently, we are roundly sanctioned by Nigerian, occasioning our loss at the polls in 2015. Let me seize this opportunity to apologize for our past mistake. It is the honest thing to do, because gone are the days. What are we going to transfer to our children? To continue to lie as a government or as a party? We must know that when we make mistake, we should come out openly, stand before the people and apologize. And God will come. It is important to do so because we have learned from our mistakes. We have learned from our mistakes. Unlike the APC government. Unlike the APC government. They will make mistake. They will lie to cover it. And one lie begat another lie. And one lie begat another lie. And I can tell you what? God, the Almighty, is watching Nigeria. We must humble ourselves before God who created us to tell God the truth. We can't continue as a nation of lies. What are we going to give to our children? And on behalf of my colleagues and members of this party, we apologize to Nigerians that we have made our mistakes, and we are ready to correct them and ready to build on a new note, on a new agenda, because experience is the best teacher. No other party has it. It was all part of an evolution process, what we went through, without which there can be no maturity. And I believe at 20, PDP is more matured, more ready to provide the best that this country will ever have. In the words of Mayor, certain occasions such as this gives one a chance to look backwards and forward to reset oneself. That is exactly what we have done. To look backward, look forward, and reset this new agenda for ourselves and to our nation. Therefore, to begin with, under my watch, there will be no imposition, because charity begins at home. I declare again, by the grace of God, by the power of Almighty God, there will be no imposition. No imposition of candidates and no impunity. I want to assure you that with my colleagues in the working committee, we will be very, very, very humble. Because power is only God that can give power. And if you are not humble with it, God will take it. My colleagues and I at the National Working Committee have vowed to uphold the rule of law as enshrined in our party constitution. Power has been devolved